My day is just starting. It's early for me. Yeah, West Coast. Okay. Oh, wow. Nice. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm a night owl, so I don't get up till like 11.
Okay. Okay, about 20 seconds then. Okay, I'm starting at 11:55. Here we go. Ready?
The Gamers Lounge with Ahman Green is on the air.
You need a sledgehammer? That's Batman.
The Gamers Lounge.
Tony Stark will blow up the building, and then as it's blowing up, he'll rebuild it.
It's time to press play.
Oh man, this is a welcome to the Gamers Lounge. I'm your host Ahman Green, and as you see, we have a bevy of characters on the screen here. We've got my man Ben and John, and I'd like to introduce here real quick. Just say her name real quick. It's a long description, but I'll just say a quick hit. Emily from the CSGO team on Team Digitas is here today. So, where if it's your first time tuning in this show, so we talk about fun. I say video game, esports topics, trending topics going around the world today in that world, and we have a fun conversation piece. We call it a game, we call it a conversation maybe, but it's this or that. Then we bring you up update you on the new game releases from this past week that's coming out, stuff that we will, I think, for myself, definitely enjoy to play. One of them, I say my pick of this week is on my birthday list, guys, and EMUHLEET, just so you know that. And then we talk about what's on stream, because there's how many streaming apps, guys, you think is out there? At least 20, maybe more, of like stuff like Netflix and Hulu and even YouTube now. YouTube Live, you can watch shows on that and have a bundle, sports bundle, TV bundle, HBO. You got HBO Max, you got Disney Plus. So whatever's on one of those apps, it's a show, it's a TV show or a movie that we watch, and we want to give you check it out. It's good stuff out there. So that is the basis of the show. And I say we always do a check-in. We go around the board here and see what everybody's been up to since the last episode, which was last Wednesday. Good show with old Larry. I'll start it off with myself. So last weekend, Saturday, it was date night. We hadn't had date night in the Green household in a long time, and obviously for obvious reasons, because COVID, as we were just talking before EMUHLEET logged in, it was a beast. COVID shut down a lot of stuff, so it also shut down Green date night, and then now Green date night is going again. So we were able to go to Dave and Buster's here in the Green Bay area. I live still in Northeast Wisconsin. I know people are like, "What are you doing still up in the frozen tundra?" But I'm here. And we went to Dave and Buster's, and it was an interesting experience because obviously with COVID, you see everybody. My radar was like, there is no social distancing going on right now. What is going on? I was masked up. I was like, oh, watch out. Like, come on. I'm like, is this okay? Is this legal? I'm like, it is what it is. We survived. We made it out safely. We played a few games. They had the old school, like the big Connect 4. And then we played Mario Kart. They had the big arcade version of Mario Kart where you could jump in and throw the red shell or the green shell at at each other. And we played a few other games. Then we got out of there and went and grabbed some food at a local place called Duck Creek. Fantastic menu. Has a definitely a motley crew of different dishes. They have a duck dish. They have a steak dish. They have a bison fillet dish. Chicken, prawn, shrimp. They call them prawns. That's another word for prawns. So yeah, it was a full, I say a full weekend, and then obviously it was it was no Pro Bowl. It was a virtual thing. I believe it was like the younger players playing Madden, which obviously is for me and probably a no-brainer. They probably should have been doing that already, because as we know, if you ever watched the Pro Bowl EMUHLEET, there's not much going on when there's actual players out there. I played in it, and we actually hit each other. Now the guys just kind of tag off. I like to give those young players a hard time by that because I'm old school, so I could go there and then got into playing and getting better at my league game, my League of Legends game, because I'm a coach at Lakeland University Esports. I coach a team of league players, Call of Duty players, Fortnite, Rocket League. So I gotta know something about the game. So I'm dibbing dabbling with my champion there in League of Legends. And the biggest thing for me is just the mechanics, learning the key bindings, what buttons do what, and making sure I'm tapping away, keeping myself away from the incoming enemy to when I'm trying to take down the tower. So, Ben, John, EMUHLEET, what you been up to?
I got to jump in here first. Based off of last week's This or That, you had a date night, Ahman. So did you go to the Tens? Did you dress
That's
nice?
right,
Did you do your thing, or what happened?
I say I dressed. Yeah, I did. I actually, my wife, she thought she was dressing down casually, like sweats and a hoodie, and I came out with I had a button shirt, and she's like, "Hold up, time out. I thought we were just kicking it."
I hate when that happens. When your man is dressed all nicely, you need a warning when you're about to go out.
Right. I was like, I'm sorry. I said, did you want me to go grab? I could go grab my Lakin sweatshirt, throw that on. She said, no, it's okay.
So did she get a little bit more dressed up?
She had
right?
she had a cute
Because
outfit
it'd be
on.
easier. Okay.
Yeah, right. She had a nice little hoodie sweatshirt that she had her tights on. The hoodie went past her, like right above her knees is a big sweatshirt, and nice tights. She looked great. She looked beautiful.
Aww.
We're just totally judging Ahman's wife right now.
All right, and she's watching too, so you better be nice. She's watching too. She's watching. She'll get you.
I've never met her before, so I gotta be
Yeah,
there.
You will
for
too.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely.
But no, good. Well, for me, the last week, it's just really been, I put in the rundown, Ahman. I said the chase is on because now we're trying to run down different really cool guests to have in this podcast, such as EMUHLEET. So that's a lot of fun in a way, but it's also a little frustrating in other ways because you'll send out so many different requests and then, sometimes you hear back, sometimes you don't. So that's kind of been what my last week has been. So not much.
I just really missed the Pro Bowl, Ahman. I was amped up to watch it. I'm joking. I'm totally joking. But what you said reminded me of a video I saw on Twitter of the Pro Bowl from like 10 years ago. And somebody just jacked up a kicker in the Pro Bowl or a punter or something.
Yeah.
And it looked like a playoff Super Bowl type of hit. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, if that happened today, like that guy would be kicked out of the league or something like that.
Right.
It was insane.
So that player, John,
Yeah.
God rest his soul, that was Sean Taylor, the strong safety
Sean Taylor.
for the Washington
Yeah.
team. And the kicker, I actually knew that kicker too. I think he was a Packer at one time, or he was in our division. And when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, I hope he's still alive, because Sean Taylor obliterated
It was a
him.
Pro Bowl.
Oh man. So before EMUHLEET, you get going, I got to do an introduction because you got a lot of stuff going on. Great, beautiful things, awesome things as a gamer that I only wish I could get to. But we got EMUHLEET, elite gamer of CSGO, team captain of Team Digitas, and female gaming icon. Has placed in the top 5, 3, won some tournaments around the planet here, going to Copenhagen, places I want to go, girl. I want to go places where you've been. You know that. So I'm excited for you, and I'm very excited to have you on the show today. So everybody, EMUHLEET, how you doing? And let's start the conversation.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me be on this show. I'm very excited to tell you guys about what I do and my journey, and yeah, we're gonna have fun.
All right, so let's start at the beginning. Let's go when you just got in the gaming, maybe a kid, maybe a teenager. So how old were you when you started playing games, and maybe who was the person or persons that got you going in that world?
So I don't really remember how old I was. I can really remember what I did last week sometimes, I feel like. So I was
I'm there
really
with you.
young. I mean, yeah. I was super young. I have an older brother, so he kind of helped me get into video games. I remember playing on the Nintendo 64. That was like one of my earliest memories. Donkey Kong, Mario Kart, but my favorite game of all time was GoldenEye. I don't know if you guys ever played GoldenEye, but that was my game.
Yes, I loved that game on the N64. I used to do sleepovers, and we would
Yeah.
just play that game all week.
Golden Eye was the best.
Yeah.
Me and my friends were just talking about Golden Eye last week. Emily, like, why can't that be out on the Switch? Like, why can't we go back and play that now?
That's a
Yeah.
great idea, John. That's a great idea. And for me, I was just starting, just to age me here in the conversation. I was in my fourth year in the NFL. I was a Packer. I went back to college to finish my degree, and the GoldenEye was the first FPS I played, and I was target practice for everybody else in the game.
Oh, wow.
That was my nickname, Target. What's up, target practice? I'm like, shut up. Let me play.
That's funny. That's just bullying.
Yeah, a little bit there. So you said you started playing GoldenEye, so I would maybe assume that it was console before PC that got you playing first.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think people had that many I just remember PC being a big block back then. That's like my memory of it, you know? So I think made on the PC, my first game was Oregon Trail.
Me too.
And really?
Yeah.
That game's fun. Okay, that game's fun. You have to make some quick decisions, let me tell you.
Yep.
Life or death.
Yeah, really. Literally in that game.
Literally. It's like you had to do stuff. If not, you were going to have to wait weeks before you could get water or food or something crazy like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so that was probably one of my first PC games that I can remember.
Okay. So you get to the PC and you start playing this game called CSGO. So what got you playing CSGO and then keeping the drive going?
So my brother was playing it, and one day he went outside to go play with his friends. So, you know, we would always fight over who would go on the PC. So I'm like, this is my chance. So I went on the PC and I started playing Counter-Strike. And, you know, sometimes when you see in the movies like slow motion with hearts, that was me. And I just fell in love with this game at first sight. It was so much fun. I've always been a competitive person. I used to play soccer, I did volleyball, I did dance. And so my competitive spirit just loved CSGO because it was a team game. You had to communicate with your teammates. Similar to soccer, like you had a goal, you had a defense, you had someone that had to shoot the goal. So I just kind of love this aspect of CSGO.
Okay, awesome. Because it's those games, for me, between GoldenEye, I learned a hard lesson there. But then it took me to another game, Halo. And then once I got into Halo, I was target practice between my friends and my family. My two nephews, Zach and Preston, they basically pushed me to get better at the game. They didn't know it, and I did. And eventually, that was the game. That was the shooter for me that got me like, all right, this is any game that if I had the opportunity to go pro in, it would be Halo because of I liked it. The campaign as well. I played through all the campaigns, easy, hard, legendary, and it was just one of them things like you said about CS:GO that just, oh my God, I just love it so much. So I know you want to get into your journey. So tell us about your journey and how you got to where you are right now today.
Well, so how I kind of became a professional. So there was a tournament coming up called the Electronic Sports World Cup, and that was pretty much the tournament of the year of Counter-Strike, and it's held in Paris, France. So, of course, I wanted to go to France. I've never been there before. So I had to make an all-women's team to go there to play in the women's tournament. They had a mixed tournament and a separate women's tournament. So I gathered up some girls. I made a team. We didn't have any financial sponsors. We were the only team there that didn't have any. So some of my teammates took out money from their college fund. We raised some money on Twitch, but we spent thousands of our own dollars just to go to this tournament. So we're new. Everyone was looking at us like, who are they and why are they here? So we had to prove ourselves. Everyone thought we would get dead last. And we shocked everybody by making it to the grand finals. Everyone was shocked. So that was kind of like the beginning of it. I mean, you know, we didn't have jerseys. We didn't have, we were sharing 6 people in one room, in a European hotel room, mind you. That's how dedicated we were.
Yeah, and
in the beginning.
fun fact about European, how she said European hotel rooms, they are small. I've been
They're
in
so
one
small.
elevator where it could barely fit
Yeah.
3 people, grown men in it. So I definitely know what you're talking about there, Emily.
Oh yeah, they're so small. So that's kind of like the beginning, how it all really started. And at this tournament, one of my teammates, Sapphire, who's a huge fan, by the way, she had a friend who came. He was a French guy, and so he coached us at this tournament, and he later on became my husband. We fell in love at this event.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna ask you some questions about something y'all did later.
Oh,
It was a good thing though. It was a good thing.
oh,
And then also Heather. We had Heather, your I believe manager. She did our
yeah.
show. She did this show last year, so almost a year ago to the day. Now that we have you
Okay.
on, so just you can let her know. Tell her that we said hello from the Gamers Lounge.
I will. She was my teammate at this event that I'm talking about, actually. So yeah.
Awesome, awesome, Ben.
Yeah, so you sort of touched on it there with all the struggles that you and your team encountered, really being a top female Counter Strike team. Can you kind of lay out to us more of what those struggles were and how you overcame those, and just really, being a female in this male-dominated industry?
Yeah, I mean, when I first started playing, I was one of the only female gamers in the room, obviously. And it's pretty much night and day now. I'm telling you, before COVID, when I would go play at like a convention center or a stadium, there's a lot more women that are not only fans in the crowd, but also competing. So it's a huge 180 from how it was when I first started. And I think that's because me, for example, I didn't have a female gamer role model. I didn't have one of those. So
Mm.
teams like my team are being pioneers in esports for women gamers and kind of just showing how to pave the way for women gamers. And my team really struggled in the beginning because we were winning tournaments and we just weren't getting signed. We weren't getting a salary. So I was working a full-time nursing job, practicing with my team full-time. I had to go to a swap meet to create our own jerseys. We would iron on the names on the back of our shirts, and I was missing an N, so I had to use a Z. Like, we looked so ghetto at these tournaments, but we were winning. So
Yeah, you gotta do what you
I
have to
think
do
that's
there.
yeah, exactly.
really amazing too how you talk about trying to represent women in this sport and how you just when you went to that first tournament you spent your own money. Like, how important is it for you to try to develop that next generation talent? Because there's obviously talent there. You guys were there. You just had to spend your own money to be known. And like you said, you got in there and you started winning. How important is it to develop that talent and to give an opportunity for some of these players who may not have that opportunity?
I mean, I'm really fighting for young gamers, not even just girls at this point, to not have to go what went through of like all the sacrifice of like your own money, time with your friends and family, and yeah, I just think that there's so many great opportunities now with high school esports programs, college esports
Hmm.
programs that I didn't have when I was younger. That's because so many people are fighting for a way. And when I first started, esports was not a career. There was no money in it, and that's why I was kind of okay with spending my own money because when I first started, that's how it was. There was 30 teams at a local LAN tournament here in Southern California fighting for $1,000. Like, that's just insane that you would spend all day fighting for a really small prize pool, and now there's like 500,000 more of prize pools for kids to fight for, and that also might get support from their parents, and that's something that a lot of us didn't have when we first started. My parents did not approve of my gaming, and that's one of the reasons why I went to nursing school, to kind of prove to them that I could do both. So now maybe parents are seeing that this is a career and they can make a lot of money doing anything in esports, not even just a pro player.
Nice, awesome.
Yeah, and doing some homework, doing some research on you, Emily. Something I read was you were sort of a closet gamer, if you will, when you first started getting into this. Was that part of it because you knew you may not have the approval of your parents to do what you love to do? And what kind of got you out of that mold where you were happy to, stand on a platform and yell, "I love gaming. This is what I do"?
Well, because when I was younger, gamers were literally nerds or kind of perceived as losers, although we were pretty cool people, if you ask me. But I just didn't want to get made fun of in school. I didn't want people to think that I was a nerd, which is totally fine nowadays. But, that's why I didn't tell anyone that I played video games that I went to school with, at least. My best friend since kindergarten didn't know until we were 22, 23, because I was telling her while I was going to France, for example. So that's kind of my piece of advice that I give to kids is, well, nowadays kids always flaunt, they play Fortnite and stuff, so it's a little bit different. But, I mean, with my parents, they didn't see money in it. They wanted me to get an actual job. I did, and so my mom saw how hard I was working balancing nursing with my team. So she was the ones that was like, you know what, you should quit your nursing job and focus on gaming, because I was going to places I never even dreamed of. I went to Dubai, Germany, France, Denmark, everywhere because of gaming.
Places.
So wonderful places. It was so much fun. I mean, when we were in Dubai, this stage was outside with the city in the background. Like, how cool is that? It was awesome.
I can't wait. One day, the Gamers Lounge will be there, guys. And maybe have EMUHLEET on the show with us that episode.
Bring me.
I'm putting it out there, guys. Letting it be known. So, that's great. So, like I said earlier, I was going to ask you. You talked about your husband and how y'all, and then you're getting married. Y'all did something very cool. Something that I might have thought of, but my wife now, she'd be like, "No, she ain't going for it." But you guys, who came up with the idea and why? Where y'all got married? You let the Twitch viewers and some of the people that's going to be listening to the podcast know what you and your husband did. It was awesome.
So I wanted to figure out a way to incorporate how we met, Counter-Strike, without it being kind of cliche, tacky, I guess. So there's a map in Counter-Strike called Inferno, and that is literally based off of the inspiration of a mission here in Southern California called San Juan Capistrano. Have you guys ever been there?
I haven't been there, but I know the city. I definitely know the city.
It's a beautiful Spanish mission. So that's what the level was in this game. And so we got married on a Counter-Strike map. Pretty much, long story short. My teammates were my bridesmaids. Most of our crew was all gamers. Everyone was like, "Wow, we're in Inferno right now. This is cool." Everyone loved it. So.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Who officiated? You have a friend that is, or at least has a license to marry?
No, my mom had a coworker that brother was a pastor that did that.
So.
I just, in my mind, I had like that traditional
a gamer one
70.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I had.
No, we didn't go that far.
Oh man. Shoot, for me right there, that would be, like I said, Halo or Madden. As the Twitch team, I've been reminded by the Twitch chat, like, Ahman, you play Madden too. Yeah, I play Madden too. But I would have to go Halo 3. Yeah, it'd be Halo 3 Guardian. It was a map on there called Guardian. If that was a real place, Me and my wife would have got married there because we did it old school. We went straight to the courthouse, got married with the judge, and we basically
Okay, yeah.
made everybody in our family not very happy because we just did it and got it done, and it was just what we wanted to do, and we made it happen. But it would
Yeah,
be
it's about you guys.
exactly it would be Halo 3 Guardian level. My wife is like probably watching right now. Is like, I should have known this. I know this is coming. Maybe we could do an anniversary day. Talk to Microsoft, make 343, make
Have you
something
shown-
happen.
Ooh,
Have you
yeah.
shown
What's
showing
that?
her those maps? I'm looking at Halo 3.
She
Have you
knows.
shown
Yeah,
her the
she's
maps of Guardian. Like, does she know?
yeah, she's aware. We've played it once or twice. That's when I say that actually, I tried to get her in, brought into the Halo world, and we played the campaign. I said, just play campaign on easy, and I thought it would be just a fun day, but she was going up, like the controls messed her up where she was looking everywhere, and she got nauseous, and she was.
Oh
like,
no.
I said, come here. I'm looking I'm in the game trying to tell her to come over by me, and she couldn't do it, and that was 2007. So I tried. I may try again.
Try again.
Yes.
Try again. There's so many games she'll like
Yes.
now. I know it.
Yes. Yeah. I'm introducing to her slowly again because now it's all this new technology out, from the computers to the new systems that just launched, and if you could get your hands on them. So no, I love that story. When I saw that, when I read that, I was like, oh, this is awesome. This is a true gaming, I say, connection to have two, everybody on the same page and said doing this, and everybody's all in. And so I know it was a definitely a great time out there in California. Ben?
Yeah, and you talked about your struggles, EMUHLEET, being a female in this gaming world. Are you seeing things are changing now in the esports competitive gaming world? And what advice would you have for either a young female or really just, a young person in general that wants to get into this field? Because it is going to be a struggle, right?
Yes, it is, just because it is male dominated currently. But I mean, working as a nurse or waitress before, I feel like any woman might be dealing with some type of obstacle, not just in gaming. It's with anything that we're going to do. And that's because we kind of stand out in the spotlight. We're a little bit different than what most people might notice. For example, if I'm in a gaming lobby, I'm going to be the only girl, most likely, with 9 other guys. So I'm going to be in the spotlight. And my advice to these girls is anyone in the spotlight can face some type of toxicity. For example, Joel Embiid, he can have an amazing game, but he's still going to have his haters and people that are hating on him, for example. And so with gaming, it's no different. We stand out in the spotlight, so some people see that as an opportunity to be toxic, for example, towards us. And that's something that even male pros deal with. Because they're a pro, they're going to be just dealing with that random toxicity person. So I want girls to know that it's not just them that are going through it. We all are. And my best way of handling that type of situation is not insulting them back or being toxic back, but I'll just keep my mouth shut, and I'll just be top fragging in game, clutching to where that person needs me to win and carry them to the victory. And then they have nothing to say after that.
Oh, that's awesome right there.
That's
Yeah, yes, you don't stoop to their level, basically, which
Exactly.
it's something
Don't feed it.
I relay the message to my players at Lakeland University, and I say something I do, and John Ben knows this, that when they're getting close to, if it's not a toxic chat, because we're mostly in custom games playing inter squad scrimmages, but they get frustrated, they're getting close to raging out. If they drop one of them ill 4-letter words out there, they got to go do push-ups so I could get them out of that mode. Because as you know, you're on TV, you're on Twitch, you're on a platform where young adults are watching you, so you got to put that you got to put it like a good a picture of being a professional, what that's like, how you handle a bad game. You just lost, or you had a bad moment in the game, but you can't let it take you out of your game of being a pro right there on the TV and everything. So that's something I kind of throw in there, and they liking it. It's like a love and hate thing. Because they
right.
do it.
Yeah.
I can hear them during practice. They don't think I hear them, and I kind of pop my head up over my. I have 2 monitors. I look over. I'm like, yeah, give me 15, real quick. So
Ooh.
and I had to make a modification because I have a few players that had injuries with their shoulders. One player that just transferred in. He's a military former soldier, and he had shoulder surgery. So I had then throw in wall sits now. So I have wall sits as an option. So
I like
instead of
those.
instead of
Okay.
push-ups, just to work on that.
Yeah.
So we're talking
Coach
about
Ahman is tough to play for.
yeah. I have some fun. I have some fun with it. So um, so Emily, we're talking like how we're talking about the team setting and how the team works together. So take us through a typical day of Digitas women's team, CS:GO team of practice, because I know you've been a part of that. You're actually you're the person that writes up everything and then coaches them out through the day. So take us to a typical day of practice and then a possible travel day when the team is on the road.
So my typical day as a captain, I'll wake up, I'll do my morning workout. I really like to lift weights. Don't really like cardio so much, but I'll do them, I guess. So I'll try to get that in the morning because if I don't do it in the morning, I ain't got time the rest of the day. So I'll do that. I'll walk my dog because then he'll come crying to me because I'm on my computer often. So I want to give him some love.
Sounds
And
familiar.
then I need to meal prep because I'm on the computer for 8 to 10 hours. So if I want to eat a good meal, I'll have to have something ready before I hop on for practice. So once I've done that, then I get on the PC about 2. So as a captain, 2 is when I go back and watch VOD reviews of our team, see mistakes or what worked, didn't work, or an enemy team and see how can we counter that or, counter strat. And then I need to warm up myself. So I'll do deathmatch. I'll practice my reflex, my aim, my hand-eye coordination, and just get it on point and ready. And then by 4 o'clock, we start practice. And then we practice from 4 until 10. So 4 to 5, we'll do a review. I'll go over my notes that I had from my VOD review by myself. 5 to 9, we'll do scrimmaging, I guess, against other teams, 4 other teams. And then 9 to 10, we'll review how the scrims went. And then, yeah, after that, sometimes I'll have time to stream. Sometimes I'm a little bit too tired. But that's kind of our typical day when we're from home.
Wow, Ben.
No, I was just thinking that schedule you just laid out. How do you balance that with a normal life? And you also said that you're a nurse, too. How do you do that balancing act? How do you pull that off?
When I was working full-time as a nurse, I just barely got any sleep. I was eating out all the time. I definitely didn't have time to meal prep. But, when I was tired from my nursing job, because I had to get up at 4 a.m. to drive to LA to work, and that was like a 2-hour drive, I found
with
this
traffic.
energy.
With traffic.
With traffic. Sometimes 3. Yeah, sometimes I have to pull over to use the restroom. That's how bad traffic is in LA. So I'm tired. I'm tired at the end of my nurse day, and I have to come home to practice. But I always found this huge amount of energy when I came on for practice. I'm a captain, so I'm the heart of the team. I can't be coming on all sluggy and tired, So I just got this energy because I'm so passionate. I just want to be the best, and I'm a very organized person, so having a schedule is key. I have to schedule when I'm gonna shower, when I'm gonna cook, when I'm gonna take time off the PC even, so scheduling and keeping organized is key.
I love to hear that. I'm the schedule. I just telling the guys before we went live. I say if you don't send
Oh
me
yeah.
an invite so I can add it to my calendar, out of sight, out of
Yes.
mind. I will
Yeah.
not know it's there. So help me out.
I'm the same. Yeah.
That's so funny. Everything down in your schedule. And is there a day where sometimes maybe you're off schedule a little bit? And honestly, because when you talk about practicing and going through, notes and watching film basically, and all these hours you put in, when you are there days where maybe you don't do it quite like that, and can you notice a difference? Like, hey, we're not on point right now.
Within myself, I get a little bit frustrated or fluttered because I need to follow my schedule. I make it for a reason. You know, we're a champion team for a reason because we follow a schedule. So sometimes there's things that I simply cannot control. So I have to remind myself, I can't control this. I need to focus on what I can control and prioritize if my day gets kind of out of schedule, like you said.
That is awesomeness right there. It just shows, and I say everybody tuning in is commenting here in the Twitch chat is it's the dedication that we see and that we're hearing, because you gotta to be the best, you gotta do certain things, and I think everybody tuning in, listening in can realize, okay, it's not just playing the video game. It's getting the right amount of rest. It's getting the right amount of nutrition, the physical fitness that you got to have. Which one you got to find. Like you said, a lot of people don't like cardio. Some people love weights more than that.
Nope.
You just got to find, yeah, exactly. Find which one that you like and then incorporate it in your day and make it part of your day. And because I remember learning how to, work out myself, and sometimes hearing workout is a negative. It's like people are scared of that word. But if you just say, hey, make it part of your day, it becomes easier to do, along with just like the things you love to do, like playing video games, like
Right.
going outside, enjoying the nice weather, things of that nature. I think gamers that are like looking to go pro, looking to compete at a high level, could use that the information you just shared. So definitely appreciate that you sharing that with us in terms of that, because that's a heavy. I say that's always a heavy day, where you waking up and getting going there. So
Yeah, I mean, that's part of being a professional in anything you do. You have to sacrifice, unfortunately, time with friends, family, things that you normally would enjoy doing. If you want to be a champion, you gotta work towards it. You can't just sit around and let it happen. You are the one that has to let it happen. But it's important to remember about our health. This is a nurse coming out. I know a lot of kids can just sit there and grind, but we need to think about our health, our uh, injury from our wrist pains, injuries from causing damage to your eye from the blue light from your screen, which can cause headaches, which isn't good at all when you're gaming, for example.
Me and
Are
Ben,
those blue light
gamers.
filters?
Yes, they are.
Okay,
Bam.
good job.
Boom.
That's something that gamers need to remember. So.
Yeah. So
We all got them on.
what's that? Oh, my bad. I thought you said something,
I
John.
said we all got our glasses. Right?
Yes, we do.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, yes, we
Yeah.
do. So what is up next for yourself, for your team, and Digitus as an organization here in 2021, 2022 next year?
It's really hard to say right now. I mean, usually I would have my whole year planned out with event-wise, but unfortunately, because of COVID, it's all up in the air right now, which really sucks because we would be traveling everywhere, being on a stage. I hate playing in tournaments online because I'm on the West Coast and I'm always the one that gets screwed because of bad ping.
Hey, the ping, the lag is real. It is real.
No, it's true.
Makes me real.
Because we heard about that last week from O'Leary and playing NBA 2K with teams in the West Coast and the East Coast. That's so true.
Yeah. So if I have to play in a tournament online that normally would be on LAN, these teams will have an advantage over me just because of their location, and normally I would beat them on LAN. So, for me and my team, we just started playing VALORANT as well. So we're the first all women's team to play 2 game titles at once. So that's kind of our goal right now, is that we've won world championships in CSGO. Now we want to win one in VALORANT and be the first to win 2 game title world championships. So that's what we're working on right now.
Yeah, I like how you said it. You said we already won. We already did this. I like that. We already did this. We bring up the next thing. Let's go.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, queue up Valorant. It's gonna knock these dudes down. Women, girls too. Whoever's in our way. I love the confidence. And I was just talking to my players about confidence last night. We hired Call of Duty season just started on Monday, and we didn't have a good run on Monday. But it's just the first game of the season, and a lot of what I saw,
Mhm.
you go back and watch the film like I know you've done 1,000 times, and you take your notes, and it was one of the things that pointed out of that was the confidence, because these players are very good players. That some of them I recruited, some of them were already there on campus that just decided to come over to esports because Lakeland is just we still within our first year of having an esports program, and we're just fortunate we do have a good bunch of good Call of Duty players. It just from the basics, the fundamentals of aiming, the fundamentals of checking the area, the awareness of the map. The one thing I pointed out at the end of we had a short meeting yesterday was your confidence. I was like, you got to think about it. When you're playing this game, you already know the map, you know the game, you know the objectives. If it's hard point, if it's control, if it's search and destroy. So nothing that you can't control. I say this really worry about yourself. You can't control the other team. You can't, even though it is a thing, you can't control the ping or the lag. Just deal with the things that are on the table with yourself. That you got your rest. You did your warm up right. You already talk strategy. You know where everybody is going to be when they set up at a hard point, or the strats of the communication, the call outs. Just you're confident in that, and you know that, then the game would take care of itself. Then it's more, it's more easier to go out there and be like I was saying, be the player that you are basically. So
That's exactly what I tell my team is reek of confidence. Stink the whole room up of your confidence, because your enemy is going to be afraid of you. Even if you aren't that confident, fake it till you make it. You know what I mean?
I like
I tell
that.
my team that.
I like that. All right, so you're gonna stick around. We're about to get into this fun conversation. So, John, can you take us to this or that?
This or that.
All right.
Okay, this or that is straight from the of Ahman Green. So it's pretty self-explanatory. You pick this or you pick that right from that guy's head. Would you rather never be able to speak again, or have to say everything that's on your mind? We'll start with EMUHLEET.
Oh, you make her go first?
Yep,
That's
right
easy.
Wow.
That's so easy. I would have to always say what's on my mind. I already do that. I'm a very honest, blunt person. I already do that, so I'll choose that one.
There are some things that you want to say, but you just shouldn't. That's why this is tough for me.
Yeah, so you have to say like everything,
Everything.
even
I
the
didn't
things
think
like
about that.
I kind of already,
Oh,
I
what would
kind
you
of do
pick
that
then?
already. So I already speak my mind. My wife kind of like, really? You just did that? You just said that to me right now? My timing, I don't take hints. I'm not a hint guy. You can't give me a hint and I grab it. No. So I'm telling the truth all the time.
I'm gonna have to say just speak what's on my mind, because I couldn't go a day without talking. I love talking. I don't know why. I just love it. So that's
Yeah.
what I'm gonna go with.
Yeah. I think have to say everything in your mind is the choice here. Otherwise, then we can't do the podcast. This or that. Would you rather have food stuck in your teeth, Ahman, or something stuck in your eye? Like if you get like an eyelash in your eye or something like that. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, some dirt,
Yeah, okay.
whatever, or something in the gums.
Man, you gotta hope you have some good. You gotta hope you got some good friends or coworkers who will tell you something stuck in your teeth. Otherwise, that sucks to walk around all day like that.
And then you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, crap.
Why didn't anybody say anything to me?
It's like
3 hours with
broccoli.
this thing in my teeth.
You're right. Broccoli and spinach is like the worst to get stuck in your teeth. So I'm definitely. I do not want things stuck in my teeth. So food stuck in my teeth now.
I'm gonna go with you. Yeah, I'm gonna go with you too, Ahman, because I've had things that get stuck in my eye, like an eyelash or a piece of hair, whatever it may be. And sometimes it's a struggle to get it out of my eye. And I'm like sitting there scratching my eye, and then it turns red, and it's just not good.
Yeah.
So I'd rather have something stuck in my teeth.
I'd rather have something stuck in my teeth too because of that. Have you ever had a contact stuck in your eye? And then like I've had before where like it gets way like underneath somewhere.
I heard
like,
about it though. Not fun.
I almost swore. It is the worst. And then you have to like pry your eye open and like reach. Like, it's disgusting. Yes. It's disgusting. How about you, EMUHLEET?
Yeah, having something in my eye would suck all the time. My makeup would be non-existent from crying all the time. I'm really bad with things in my eye. So yeah, I'd rather have something in my teeth, which also sucks. These aren't good options.
That's the point. That's the beauty of it. You gotta pick one.
All right, next question on this or that. Would you want to learn magic or time travel? Learn magic or time travel? What can you do? Mon, I mean, magic, I'm guessing it's just endless with what you could do with it, right?
Yeah, if you're smart enough, learn magic, and then you could make yourself time travel through magic. There
Yeah,
it is.
that's what I was gonna
Bam.
say. I think the choice has got to learn magic. It's got to be.
There it is. You know my
Easy
choice.
one there.
If the options are limitless there, and you can use your magic to time travel, boom! It's like asking for 1,000 wishes when you get a genie or whatever, right? You just cheated the system.
Exactly.
That's kind of cheating. Wait, that's cheating, you guys. What the heck?
Emily's got a.
Okay, we can learn magic, but we can't time travel with the magic. Okay, that's fair.
That's fair.
I'm gonna say time travel then, because I think it would be so cool to be able to time travel, to go back into whatever year, or go back and see some historic event, whatever it may be. So I'm going time travel.
Yeah, Ahman.
I'm magic. I'll just, if I could just make things appear out of nowhere, I want the new Xbox. Boom, stuff like that. Give me a 34-inch monitor. Boom. There it is. Magic. Learn it.
Emily.
I want to say time travel, but then I don't. I mean, I would do anything to spend 5 minutes with someone that had passed, for example. I would do anything for that. But magic, if I'm kind of like a witch magic and I can learn how to heal people type of thing, I'll choose that one. Magic.
There you go. I like it. I like the creativity there.
Those are
yes.
Yeah.
It's kind of how Emily wanted to help people with her magic, and Ahman's just like, give me an Xbox, give me a flat screen.
I was caught in the moment. Okay, I'm
Emily's
sitting
like,
here. I'm sitting here looking at my gaming area. Okay, I just saw the first thing, looked up with Xbox. There you go. Okay. Don't judge me. Don't judge me.
Yeah, we won't. No judgment. I'd go time travel, by the way. I think, if you can time travel, you can do pretty much anything. Like, if you want to help somebody, like you were saying, time travel 5,000 years from now, you probably got the technology to do whatever you want. So it's almost like you could time travel, and the technology is the magic, right? Ahman, you could probably just.
That's deep, John.
You went below the ocean
That's
deep
deep.
right there, John.
Whatever.
You just went below the ocean deep, homie.
All right, Ahman, I don't get why we're doing this next one. You explain. TV on or TV off?
When you
What
go
is-
to
what do you mean?
bed.
Like,
Oh, I can take that.
When you go to bed. So me,
Okay,
my wife, I'm a TV off person. She needs to leave it on for a little bit, and then she falls asleep. I'm the opposite way. Room has to be complete black, no lights, nothing. Then I'm out. But sometimes, like recently, being coaching and everything, I come home, I just lay down on the couch, the bed. I'm out in mid conversation. I apologize. So that's what I mean by that.
okay, so you're a TV off guy then.
Yep. TV off.
Yep. Okay, Ben.
This is hard for me because my entire life I was a TV on guy. My parents let me have a TV in my room at a very young age, and I always fell asleep to it. But then I jump into this relationship, and for the past 3 years, my girlfriend's like, no sound in the bedroom, no noises, no radio, no fan, no nothing.
No fan?
No, I can't have anything. So it literally drives me insane.
Uh-oh.
So for 3 years, I've had to learn to not have noise like a TV on in the bedroom. So I guess at this point, I'm just going to have to say TV off because that's who I am.
Wow.
Can I give you a little
Oh,
tip?
I'm gonna go-
Okay, my teammates, I don't want to sweat. My teammates don't like sound on either, and if I have to room with them, I'll listen to like an iPod, or not an iPod. I'll listen to sound, headphones, so I fall asleep.
Yeah, I could just wait till she falls asleep and then throw on the headphones.
The AirPods or something like
Yeah.
that.
I like this.
Yes.
I like.
That's what I would have to do, because if there's no sound in the bedroom, like, it's annoying to me. It makes me like, what's going on here? Let's get some noise going. Let's get a fan going. But I think I understand, Ahman, what your wife like with the TV, like, so I would say TV off. But sometimes just watching the TV relaxes you enough and puts you in this trance to actually fall asleep. Or if you didn't have the TV, you'd just be tossing and turning. So it's almost as if the TV helps you fall asleep, but then you want it off.
Pretty good explanation. I could take that. I'll buy
There
that.
you go.
I'll buy that.
Did you answer?
No,
yeah.
so but yeah, me and my husband, it's so funny. We're kind of like you and your wife, Amon. So my husband hates sound, but I love the TV sound on. So he started doing this thing, which is super annoying, where he'll put a timer on the TV to fall asleep on. But as soon as the TV turns off with the timer, I wake up. Like, it's so weird.
I used to do that exact thing to my wife. I used to do the exact thing. I put like an hour or a 30-minute timer, and she'd be like,
So
"Really?"
annoying.
She'd be like, "Really? You did that?" Oh man, it's funny.
Yeah, TV on, TV on.
That's hilarious.
Okay. Next, this or that. Cat Dog or Ren and Stimpy?
Ooh.
Cat Dog or Ren and Stimpy?
Nickelodeon cartoons, if y'all remember, think back. Nickelodeon had the Saturday morning and after school cartoons going. It's Cat Dog, where it was the character had cat head on one side and a dog head on the other. I still don't understand. I still don't understand how they walked. I'm still trying to remember that.
Come on, it's simple. Come on, it's simple. The cat had 2 paws, the dog had 2 legs, and then they just walked.
How'd they use the
didn't add
restroom?
up.
It's simple.
They put too much thought in that.
It's
That
a
one had
cartoon.
me lost.
Get out of
It was I peeped it every now and then.
I'm going Cat Dog because that came out like right on the time frame when I probably was like basically 10, 11, 12 years old. So I was big into cartoons then. Ren and Stimpy was a little before my time. So I'm going Cat Dog.
Emily, what you have?
Ren and Stimpy, I remember this because I have an older brother, and that show freaked me out. It was so creepy. Scary. I don't know how that was on TV for kids, to be honest.
I have to agree, and I'm a fan of Ren and Stimpy. But yeah, it wasn't right. That show, writers, producers, whoever it came from, they had problems. They had serious, and this was a kids show on Nickelodeon. And they had an episode. You remember the episode when they looked under the coffee table and it was like chewed up bubble gum, and like stuff was hanging off of it, and they were trying to think about eating it. They were just thinking about eating it. It was crazy. I was like, what the heck is going on? And the artwork was, oh man, it was off the chain.
Creepy. Nightmares. I'll pick Cat Dog. Yep.
I'm gonna go Ren and Stimpy. That's kind of in my house, but you're right. Like, just it is kind of creepy. Like, you look at it and just look at some of the animation too. Like, it is kind of creepy. Storylines. Ahman, did you go?
Yeah, I said Ren and Stimpy. Yep.
Yeah, he went.
Okay, we're all right. Donkey Kong or Pac-Man? Is that what you meant?
Yep.
Donkey Kong or Pac-Man?
We're talking like the classic arcade
Yes.
versions, right? And not like the ones that we can play.
No.
Yeah,
Systems at
classic,
home.
old school.
I'm going Donkey Kong then. That was my favorite arcade game. I'm going Donkey.
I'm telling you what, you have a Pac-Man arcade game like at a restaurant back in the day, Pizza Hut or something like that.
The tabletop one.
That's
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah,
that-
table.
that was fun, man. That was good. I'll go with Pac-Man.
Emily?
Ahman?
I want to say Donkey Kong just because it's kind of cooler, but I feel like I would pick Pac-Man because I could pre-strategize how to beat the game because I can see
the pattern.
Exactly. I could win that. So Pac-Man.
For me, this is a tough one because nostalgic sake, Donkey Kong was one of the first video games I started to play when I was like 5, 6 years old. And then Pac-Man, once I learned how to and started playing that and learned the pattern, and Miss Pac-Man came out and all that, then it was up there too. So this one's tough, man. I'm going to just go with my gut here, and my gut is telling me Pac-Man because it was just both great games, but Pac-Man. That pattern, you learn that pattern, knock out boards quick. Boom, boom, boom.
No, there was a pattern.
I didn't know either.
All right, Wonder Woman or Harley Quinn?
Ooh.
Let's. Who wants to go first? I'll go first. I'll go with Wonder Woman. You know, I wasn't. Wonder Woman was whatever, but those movies made me like, hey, Wonder Woman's pretty cool. I'm gonna go with Wonder Woman.
We talked about this a little bit when the movie first came out. Wonder Woman 1984 wasn't my favorite movie. I didn't think it
Yeah.
did a lot for me because I had such high hopes after the first movie. But overall, between Harley Quinn and Wonder Woman, I'm going to go Wonder Woman, especially because the comic books, I think, is what drove me to choose Wonder Woman. So that's my choice.
Man, I'll go. This is a tough one for me too because I'm a DC Universe guy, and both characters for me, worked for the actresses that played them. Margot Robbie, outstanding Harley Quinn, and Gal Gadot. Oh man, she does a great job with it. Oh man, you gotta come. I don't know. I gotta pick one. I'll say this. I'll go with this. I'll go with this since I've seen Suicide Squad several times, and it was that sandwich she made at the end. It was a breakfast sandwich. It was just because of that. I'm gonna go with Harley Quinn. It was eggs over easy, bacon, cheese, deep fried breakfast sandwich or something crazy. It basically had a lot of cholesterol in it, and so I'm gonna go with that because that sandwich sounds. I can make that in real life one day and be like, yes, thank you, Harley Quinn, for that. Appreciate it.
Yeah, but that's not something you would eat in real life, Ahman. I know you.
You gotta have cheat days now.
Come on now,
EMUHLEET, you gotta have cheat days, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Treat yourself
That's a
for
cheat
working
day.
so hard.
That's a cheat day breakfast sandwich. Not a sandwich, a sandwich. Hashtag that. Sandwich.
Get it right. Get it right. Me, I'll choose just because I've learned about how Wonder Woman was created, why her, what is it called? The little
The sword?
rope.
Oh, the lasso.
tells
Yeah. The lasso of truth.
Yeah. Yeah, I learned how the creator of the comic, why he created that, had to do with like blood pressure and all, Truth Machine and all that. So you didn't know that? Oh my God, there's a movie about it.
Thank you. I appreciate that
Yeah,
information.
it's so good. Oh my gosh, I'll have to find out the name. But I'm gonna go with Wonder Woman because I think it's a really cool story behind how it was created.
Awesomeness. So, you hanging with us a little bit more, EMUHLEET? Or do you have to run?
You know what? I need to go walk my dog and start my day because I practiced today too.
Exactly. We don't want to hold you from that the CSGO and VALORANT practice. Go get your VOD on and get ready, get your workout in, and then get with the girls and start scrimming. So thank you.
Sounds good.
Yeah, thank you for jumping in the show today. It was awesome to talk with you and find out your journey and everything you've done and will continue to do. So we're going to keep a good eye on you. And Heather, tell her we said hello. We know Heather. She was on this show last year. So we appreciate you. And EMUHLEET, so thank you for coming on Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge.
Thank you so much, guys. It was so much fun. I'll see you around. Bye.
Oh, man. Great talk. Great conversation. Chilling out in the Gamers Lounge.
that's so much fun.
I can't.
That was so
I
awesome.
can't stick to that schedule. I'm just saying.
Schedule she laid out a.
Yeah.
Where's that regimented to?
Yeah, it has to be. And similar, yes. And I'm really, it almost, that's how my day goes as a coach. I wake up, I get my work in. That's the first thing I do. I work out. I grab we found a vegan protein shake at Sam's Club. I grab that, I slam that, jump on the Peloton, do anything from 30 minutes to an hour on the Peloton. That's cardio. And then I come back, take a shower, drive to campus. I start setting up, already got practice schedule set up. So I'm either recruiting kids from high schools, sending out emails, talking among faculty about things. And then practice starts around 3:30, and we go from we have a 5-hour block. We have 3:30 to 8:30, where we're either like EMUHLEET said, we have VOD. We're going over film review. While I'm film reviewing, the players are warming up in their games. If it's Overwatch, If it's CS or not CSGO, Call of Duty, they're working on their aim. They're working on their strats. They're working on map awareness and map coverage. So calling out areas, green room, top left, control. All those words mean something, and defining what those words mean. We're going through that process. They're going through that process. Then I join them later by basically standing over the shore, watching film, watching them play, and then we talk in between matches when they're doing either pubs or scrimmages against either inter squad or against other universities, or like we scrimmaged West Point a few weeks ago in Call of Duty. But then the Madden players, they're talking strategy. Our Fortnite team, we have duos for this semester. It's just, they're talking, they're playing together, working on their box sets, their box fights, and just getting things, in order, because games have started this week, and then in a few weeks, the rest of the games begin the week of February 22nd. So yes, it is just like that. It is real, and it's fun, but it's fun, it's something fun. So let's talk about all these, what's going on in the world. Now, we've been talking about this, off air, obviously, and it's a big thing. It's GameStop or GameStunk. I've seen so many different things out there about GameStop since the stock went up. The hedge fund people did their dirty work to raise up the fund and the stock of GameStop, and now it's plummeting. Like, what I say, it's been since the time we started. Before we started, it was like the shares for GameStop was at $90, and it's declining. I think from $90 now to like $85 in the last hour. Whereas eventually, it was at one point at $200 last week when the hedge fund group did what they did and inflated the stock prices. So so now, along with that, so that was just a little background. We kind of, everybody knows what's going on. But another article, and that's floating around there, is from our great people at Kutako. Thank you. They have a writer is already written a book similar to what I can't remember who wrote or directed the movie Social Network, that was about Facebook and Zuckerberg and how that came about. So somebody has done the same thing. So a Deadline reported yesterday, a few days ago, from the 2009, they called it Facebook funding, accidental billionaires became, it was David Fincher was the director of the Social Network, like I mentioned, and now they're penning this book as calling Game Stunk, obviously, play on words, Game Sunk, GameStop. So Merchek and his reps reportedly put his latest project on the market late last week to MGM to quickly then pick it up. They potentially picked it up on Friday night to now change this into a potential movie and everything.
That is crazy, guy. Like, you know what? As this was happening last week, and all these people on Reddit were, forcing these hedge fund people to take losses and everything.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing I thought of is, man, this would make a great movie. And to know that someone's already trying to sell the movie rights to something that happened last week is really weird to think about. Like, as things happen throughout the course of the next years, like, is this how it's going to be? Like, someone's going to be like, oh, there's a big moment in our history. Let's make a movie about it. And, like, by next Thursday, they have, like, a script ready. This is weird.
Is this your first day in the...
This is weird.
This happens all the time.
They did it with in 2008 with the Christian Bale movie.
Yeah.
That he won an Academy Award. Well, I forgot the name of the movie, but it was about the housing market, and that crashed in 2009. Same thing happened.
Yeah.
Or 2008, excuse me, 2008.
Yeah. And I mean, that's just what we do in this country. But the one thing I will say, too, and what to me is a little funny, maybe, if you will, is that it was like these average Joes decided to take back control of the stock market because these hedge fund billionaires, millionaires, basically control that, right? So now these same hedge fund millionaires, billionaires, they're the ones that are going to finance the movie to be made about that because that's how movies are made. But to me, that's a little ironic.
Hey, what did they say? Bad advertisement is also good advertising or something like that, whatever they say in the news world. That is that. And I just, like, I've heard of hedge fund companies for a long time. I have some of my former teammates and now friends go into that, being into hedge fund groups. And I didn't really think it was a bad thing at all. I really thought it was like, okay, it's an investment group. They're going to help said company, start. They're going to take a charity, or they're gonna take a business, similar to this. For example, just throw it out there, like Five Guys was a business, and a hedge fund grabs them to help bring up their value and also get their distribution out there. That means building locations around America, and now we see Five Guys is everywhere. So that's how I thought a hedge fund worked. But then once I read this, and then I talked to a few other friends that filled me in on what exactly a hedge fund is, I'm like, man, it sounds like Thanos. And and what the mindset he had, he wanted to take over the world, and everybody turned to dust when he snapped it. That's basically what happened. They did that, and GameStop went. They just off into the dust, as everybody in the movie. It was just like, wow, interesting. And it was just for me it was just more like I just said, a wow, like that is how big business can work, and that's legal. It's like, wow, okay, all right, I guess I say that's definitely something I probably wouldn't do now that I know the full definition of it. Oh man, so let's say another thing going on. A little quick hit here, because we're rolling here. We got a lot of fun to do. So a little fun thing here is my man Thor is back. Marvel's doing their thing. I've been saying this probably since last year. Not probably, but I know I've been saying this from last year, is that Marvel's done it right. Even though I'm a DC guy, I've tipped my hat to them ever since, Iron Man to now Infinity War, Spider-Man Homecoming, now all that. And now the word is out, Love and Thunder. So that's the next Thor. I believe it's Thor 3. Love and Thunder. Natalie Portman will reprise her character. Tessa Thompson, she'll be Valkyrie. She'll be back. And so it's been, if you go online, you could go to, just Google Love and Thunder. You can see the pictures that are popping up, then being revealed, of Thor's new look. I lost the weight. Remember, in game, he got big because he was depressed, because he thought, he should have aimed for the head, but he hit the arm, things of that nature. He got a little rotunded there, but he lost the weight. And so it's pictures of Chris Hemsworth, Chris Pratt, and some of the other characters that's going to be in Thor Love and Thunder. But then also Guardians of the Galaxy Part 3, which is a family favorite too. We got like Guardians of the Galaxy. I think it's more of the music, the soundtrack of Guardians, because there's always like 70 pop hits, 80s pop hits, popular music that was always playing along when the crew was doing their thing on screen, guys.
Yeah, this is cool. I like these Thor movies. They're kind of Ragnarok. Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah, you said it right.
Like that. To me, when I watched it the first time. Yeah, when I watched it the first time, I was like, "This is weird," but it's fine. But it's good. You know what I mean? Like, it was weird. Like I wondered how that was going to be viewed 25 years from now. Would you look back? Because, have you ever watched like an old Superman movie or an old
they're bad, like the ones from the 80s with Gene Hackman.
You could literally see the strings from Christopher Reeves as he glides into Lois's Lane's balcony. You're like, come on, man.
Right. I didn't know if the comedy in the Thor movies, because they're a little silly, right? Like they're a little silly at times. I that was gonna kind of stand the test of time, but overall this will be cool. I'll like this, I'm sure.
Yeah. So and then the news, I believe it was on Twitter where I saw it first, and then and it's a game changer. Seeing that EA Sports college football is coming back. It's coming back, y'all.
Yeah.
Heisman Trophy winner and all that fun. Was it the Blitnikoff Award? You could be up for that. So it's just it's back. They put a little tweet out. They teased it a little bit as they say in Hollywood. They teased it just enough, and it just took fire. I remember watching SportsCenter last night and watching Scott Van Pelt talk about the same thing, and how he has a dynasty on. He's been playing the game since it was came out. 2014 was the last game, last time they brought it out, and now he's in 2044, and the character he has is been in college this whole time. He's an All-American tight end, I think, or something like that. And I never got into the dynasty stuff in Madden or college football. For me, it's like I lived it. I just want to play the games, because I've done fantasy league drafts in Madden, and I'm like, when I did the first one, I was like, I'm never going to do this again because I lived this life. I live being drafted. I live going through free agency. And you got to do all that when you do franchise mode on Madden, NHL, any other sports game. You have to do negotiating contracts. You got to talk with agents. And so I was like, nope. So, but for Dynasty, for him to take it that far, that's grinding right there. So I appreciate you, SVP there. And for me, I'm just gonna be happy that we could get Nebraska. Hopefully, they have the '95 team on there, the team I was on, and the '96 and the '97 team. I would love that. I'll be happy, and I'll play some more college football.
Well, here's something I think we have to point out. So this game might be out in 2 or 3 years, and according to EA, they're going to have more than 100 institutions featuring the logos, stadiums, uniforms, game day traditions, and more that fans have come to know and love. But I'm reading that it will not feature the real names, images, or likenesses of current college football players.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
That's kind of, I don't think a lot of people may not know. They might be like, oh, cool, I can't wait to get whatever. And then they're going to get the game, and between now and the release, they'll figure it out. But that they won't have like the real name and image and likeness of players on it. And I don't know about past teams though, Ahman. So I don't know how that works.
Right. Well, they've done it every now and then. They had the past teams on there, like they have on. I know in NBA 2K, you could pick a team from the Bulls, like the '96 Bulls, the '95 Bulls. You go look, and then '80, the Lakers, the Boston Celtics from the early '80s, late '70s. That was winning all them championships. So you could do that in 2K. So that'll be something. I'll be like, that'll be dope. I'm looking at the Twitch chat here. I don't know if you said 2023, John, but they said it might be back in 2023 by my man Big B 5535. So we got people in the Twitch chat. Hey, I wasn't ignoring you. We just had good conversation with EMUHLEET and Ben and John and I. So thank you for all the messaging coming in here. But now let's go to what's on stream, John.
All right, let's do it.
Row, row, row your boat gently up the... sorry. Excuse me. It's time for What's on Stream.
What is cooking? So, a film I grabbed that grabbed my attention, and it's been grabbing my attention because we actually been talking about it, off mic, and it's a great cast of characters. We have my man, I remember growing up, my mom used to call him one of the sexiest men in Hollywood, along with this other guy. Sean Connery was one. The other one was Denzel Washington. So Denzel Washington is in this movie with Remy, if I'm saying his last name right, Malik.
Malik.
Got it. And they both play detective. Well, Denzel's character is a former detective, now police officer. Remy's character is now a detective investigating a crime. So it's out now. It's on HBO Max. Check it out. It's an American neo-noir, so a crime mystery, written and directed by John Lee Hancock and produced by Mark Johnson. So like I mentioned, the plot, it follows the two officers, Denzel and Remy, who try to catch a serial killer in the 1990s in Los Angeles, California. And the guy they suspect, so a little bit of spoiler, but not complete spoiler here. Little guy suspects, so Jared Leto, great actor. It's coming out. Got some Marvel. He's in a Marvel movie later this year. I can't think of the name right now, but Twitch chat, I know you can help me out with that. But fantastic actor. What'd you say, Ben?
The Joker?
Yes, Joker is one, but he's one that's already made. I think he's like a vampire from the Marvel universe. So okay. I just can't think of his name right now. This is not working right now for terms of that. But so. He's the potential suspect that Denzel and Remy, their characters, are suspecting for what the crimes that they found here. So he's a strange guy, and he's a good actor, so I know he could pull it off, and he did. I watched it. It's outstanding. Chris Byer, Michael Hyatt, Terry Kinney, and Natalie Morales also star in the movie. So check it out. If you're if you want to see a good, basically, like I mentioned, murder mystery with a great acting crew of Denzel and Remy Malek, check it out. It's on HBO Max this weekend.
I'm with you, Ahman. I put that down on my list for what's streaming as well. I watched that over the weekend. So good. Jared Leto, such a creepy bad guy. He's got this creepy walk. He's got that whole thing down.
Yep.
Rami Malek plays so well as this new upstart detective, and then he really sees that Denzel Washington was a good investigator, detective, and he really leans on him to sort of talk to the OG, talk to the old guy, get some experience. So those two are awesome with each other, playing off each other throughout the film. So you got to watch The Little Things on HBO Max. John Audius.
My what's on stream is something called Messiah. I saw this on Netflix.
That's not you.
No, I saw this on Netflix. It's from 2020.
Wow.
It's a thriller. A CIA officer investigates a charismatic man who sparks a spiritual movement and stirs political unrest. And you're trying to figure out, is this guy really the Messiah, or is he just pulling a fast one on everyone?
It sounds so bad.
It's not bad. It's decent. Like, it's not so bad. I didn't mind it. I'm actually excited for season 2. Okay,
what app is it? Since Ben wants to harass you, what app is it on? I didn't hear that.
Netflix.
Okay. Stop it,
How about
Ben.
this?
Be nice,
Not
Ben.
bad. Okay, let's hear Ben's.
Oh, he already know. He's giving you a hard time. He piggybacked on me. He giving you a hard
because it
time.
was such a good movie. I had to.
I
It was
gonna
so
say
good.
that. Did you do yours? Because
Okay,
Ahman already did one.
You want to break down WandaVision, the newest episode? Because last week when I did that, I got called out for spoiling the episode.
You
I
can't
actually like the
spoil.
way-
You know that. You got to say spoil alert so people can mute their screen or change the channel for about 5 minutes.
This was a great episode of WandaVision that just dropped.
I
because
agree.
Now,
This
sort
one.
of-
Yeah,
yes,
this is what I'm
because
waiting
now
for.
we know where we're going. And plus, you talked about Thor, Ahman, a little bit ago.
Mhm.
But Kat Denning, her character Darcy something, she shows up in this episode. So don't want to give too much away. But this episode of WandaVision, you can definitely start to connect the dots and see where the series is going.
Yes, indeed. It's always having them little Easter eggs pop up like right at the end of an episode. As the credits start to roll, there's something that is weird about the whole scene that looks out of place, and then you got to put the dots together. I'll say if you watched I'll say any of the last 5 Avenger movies or Marvel movies that was connected with Avengers, then you'll kind of know where things are going there in WandaVision. That's what I love about Marvel. They learned from George Lucas, who is the master of telling a story within a 50-year period. He did it. So they took his blueprint of what he did with Star Wars and Lego pieced that thing together and got it right. So they're doing a good job. And I can't wait for other movies and TV shows that are slated on the Marvel, what are they calling it? It's like stage 4 or 5 right now where they are in their planning of launching everything. So they're doing a great job there. So hats off to Marvel and Disney. And let's go to game releases. Let's knock this out. Finish off the show.
It's time for the game releases. Game releases.
Whoa, they got that dog at the end. That's what I'm going into. Werewolf, The Apocalypse, Earthbound. It's on all systems. It's on Xbox. It's on PlayStation. It's on Xbox X Series X, PlayStation 5. It's on PC. And actually, it was a PC game. It is a single-player RPG, and one of my favorite fictional, and we don't really know if they're fictional characters. They might be real. Werewolves. I see myself, I would love to be, between Wolverine and a werewolf, this is the character monster I would love to be. They're strong, they're powerful, they lay in the cut. You don't really know that they are who they are. You don't know that they're a werewolf under whatever costume they have on, but they badasses in my book. But this game here is Werewolf, The Apocalypse, Earthbound. Like I mentioned, single player. It's a RPG, and it's licensed by White Wolf Publishing Tabletop Adventure Game. So it was a tabletop game that now they're bringing it to PC and console. It is out tomorrow, and this is already on my birthday list, guys. This is on my B-Day list. My birthday's here in a couple weeks. So, yeah, I'm going to be werewolfing it out on the weekend.
Keep dropping hints. Are we supposed to get you a gift or something?
No.
Anyways,
no.
I don't want you to answer that question.
No, that's
I'm
not
gonna
a hint.
rock-
That's just me saying stuff, man. I'm just saying it. You don't have to. No, we good.
I got it.
We good.
That's fair. All right. So my choice this week, Apex Legends Season 8 Mayhem. That is out already. It came out February 2nd on the PC, PlayStation, and Xbox, and coming soon to the Nintendo Switch. There's a new character in this version called Fuse. There's a new gun called the 3030 Repeater, I believe it's called. Kings Canyon, pretty iconic map if you played Apex Legend before, but that map is overhauled slightly. There's going to be there is a massive ship that now appears in the middle of that battlefield. And players in this version can now pick up legendary magazines, which will allow them to hold more ammo than they could in previous versions of the game. Overall, this version's not really reinventing the wheel. So if you were a fan of previous versions of Apex Legends, you will like Season 8 Mayhem. Again, that came out February 2nd, so you can get that today on the PS, PlayStation, Xbox, and soon to be out on the Nintendo Switch.
All right, the game for me this week is, I got a lot of this info from PCinvasion.com, but it's a physics-based multiplayer game called Kinetic Edge. All right, so it takes place in this futuristic world. It's a racing game. You battle it out against players while navigating racetracks, gauntlets, and other arenas with rollable objects of various shapes. Okay, it's coming out here in a couple of days on Steam for PC, and I think it's just about $12-13, something like that. But it looked pretty
Cool.
interesting.
Pretty fun. Sounds fun.
There you go.
I saw the graphics on it. It looks like a Mario Kart, like on steroids or something, because there's like little colors that are around your car and everything. So good job, great show, gentlemen. I had fun. EMUHLEET, she was awesome. Talking about her team, talking about the organization, talking about her journey, and I say more anything, just inspirational for all gamers that are working to become pros. That it is a grind, it's a journey, and it's going to make you believe in yourself, have that confidence, and then also at the end of that journey, the end of that road, you are definitely going to be a better person when you get opportunity to push and go for your dreams like she did, and like a lot of other gamers that have done throughout their esports career. And esports, like I said, we're just in the first quarter of its existence, first quarter century of its existence, and it's blasting off to great things and great places. And once COVID around the world, I say, gets controlled, then we can start traveling and doing things, and talking like EMUHLEET mentioned, going to places that we haven't been to experience video games and find other people that have the same likes as us guys. So I love that little keynote from her, little side bit there. So want to say thank you to everyone here on Twitch, in the Twitch chat. I wasn't ignoring you. I was just, we were just in a good conversation with everybody on the show. But thank you, Big B. Thank you, Carolina Stink Bomb. Love the name. I'm Campo is in here as well. So everybody in the Twitch chat room, and then everybody listening to the podcast, thank you as well. Come back. We'll have another great guest. And do we have a name yet, or are we just gonna wait and post it out later?
We want everybody to check out our social media channels, Ahman. That's where they can find that.
All right.
AG_Gamers Lounge, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Also, I'm going to jump in on you here. Podcast, that'll be up very shortly. Latest between 5 or 6. Get that wherever you get your podcast. We're going to push you to Apple Podcasts. Please rate, review us. Let us know your thoughts, whatever you have, good or bad. It's going to help us do a lot of really cool things we have planned, like going to Dubai, which you dropped today, Ahman.
Oh, man. I've seen Fast and the Furious. If they could go, we could go. If Team Digitas can go, we can go. We going to make this happen. In the Twitch chat, my man Big B said, let's go. Let's do Dubai, baby. We going to do Dubai because Big B said it. Okay? That's why we going. But you can follow me on Ahman Green TV on Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter. It's Ahman Green 30, all one word. And then also we have AG's_Gamers Lounge on Twitter and Instagram. Look us up, like us, follow us. We got posts going up. We have our behind the scenes person, Notorious Afro. I'll say that, doing an outstanding job with the post. Keep it going and helps us with the way we look here in the overlay. So thank you there, Notorious. And then a new this or that coming at you, new game releases, and then new topics, because there's a lot going on this week already that we're gonna have to talk about next week, guys. I'm looking at the news feed for esports and video games. I'm like, goodness gracious, 2021
got a lot.
is just left off where 2020 went, you know? So it's that'll be good because we have stuff to talk about. So see you next week.
So true.
Hear you and listen to the podcast, guys. Talk to you later. Peace out.
Cool. Boom. Are we off Twitch? Cool. All right, AG.